Well, hello everyone. Excuse me. Start with a little bit of a scratch in my throat here. Hang on, let me wet my whistle. Okay, real quick. I wanted to talk about some of the changes coming for 2027. And I love the Society Islands. I love the Tuamotus of Fakrava and Rangiroa. I love going over to the Cook Islands, which we will be doing next year in 2026. And by the way, I still have room for a few more people. So if you want to go to the Cook Islands and the Society Islands, get a hold of me because the ship is filling up, but I still have room for a few more. Right now, there's 25 of us going. Anyhow, let's go back to the changes for 2027. I have two group cruises planned for 2027. One May 29th of 2027 and one November 17th of 2027. They're both Society and Tuamotu runs. There's a little bit of difference as far as the sequence of islands, and we get one extra day on Morea on one of the itineraries. But here are the changes. For years, the Pagogan did not go to Raiatea. It has now started going back to Raiatea. So I went back to one of my old vendors I've known for 20 years, who to me is the premier vendor on Raiatea. And we this last cruise a month ago, we went on it and everyone had a blast. So the pictures like you're going to see here in a second are coming from the one a month ago. And let me share that right now. Let me just put this up here and we will do it like that. There we go. So as you can see right here, this is a lovely picture during our first stop for snorkeling, which was with the, we call them the puppy dogs or the puppies, and some small reef sharks. Taking on as we circumnavigate the island of Taha. We start in Raiatea, virtually 100 yards away from the Pagogan is where we board my vendor's boat. And then we circumnavigate the island of Taha. Now, why this is great, because now you can do the drift snorkeling from Raiatea. So the following day, when the ship goes to Taha and goes to Motu Mahana, then you can focus on just enjoying the Motu, which is fabulous too, and flop around and play with all the toys in the water and everything else, and a nice beach barbecue and everything else. But the nice thing is we start the day before in Raiatea. Now you get to do the drift snorkel. And many of you have done the drift snorkel over there by Li Taha Resort, and you do it from the Pagogan when it's at Motu Mahana. Now we're going to be able to do this from the island of Raiatea as we circumnavigate the island of Taha. So this is the first snorkeling stop. Fabulous. And this is one of the people in my group. And here we are feeding the fish. Look at this. Does that look like fun? Fabulous. Just having a ball here. So on this particular, there are 3 snorkeling stops. First one with the puppies and the reef sharks. And then there are 2 drift snorkels. We do a drift snorkel. Then we have lunch and then another drift snorkel. And somewhere in that whole midst, we'll probably stop at a vanilla plantation too. So look at the coral here. This is at the first snorkeling stop. Look at that. Again, just taken a couple of weeks, well, about a month ago now. Look at the beautiful coral there, just nice live coral and so forth. Again, feeding the fish here. Hey, there I am in the background. So Zell must have taken this picture here. Look at that. Look at the fish just come right up to you and you feed them by hand. Again, this is the first drift snorkel. Look at that. Just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And nothing better than having a water scooter. In this case, the father was taking his son, and his son just hopped on his back, and away they went on the drift snorkel and had a great time. Beautiful. This is our lunch stop when we're doing the island, this particular excursion as we circumnavigate Taha. This is the boat we were on, brand new boat. I have reserved both of these boats right here for 2027. Both of the group cruises in 2027 do Raiatea. So this will be offered as an excursion on both of those particular itineraries. And back here is where we have shaded area right here. And they fed us a beautiful, just a beautiful Polynesian barbecue lunch. And then from here, we take off again and we head to the second drift snorkel, which is, look at this. This is the one over by Lee Taha Resort that many of you have done when you visited Motu Mahana and you go do the drift snorkel. So again, we get 2 drift snorkel locations. They're both fabulous. This is a picture I take a few years back, again, of the drift snorkel here, the second drift snorkel. And of course, this is above water. This is my group out here. In the background, 13 miles away, is Mount Otumanu on the island of Bora Bora. But look at this water, just absolutely crystal clear and beautiful. Just beautiful. Then next, this is at the end of it. You can see how close our boat here was to the Paul Gauguin. Virtually less than 100 yards away, we boarded the boat. And we had a fabulous time. Again, this was taken a month ago. Then we head off to Whakarava. And this is a change I'm making. A lot of you have gone with me with my vendor out to the Blue Lagoon. And you know, it can be an interesting ride. It's can be a bumpy ride, quite frankly. And so I've changed this up a little bit. And I asked my vendor, same vendor, I said, could we do the beach at PK9 and have a beach barbecue there and a wonderful afternoon playing in the coral and in the water and so forth? And he said, yes, no problem. So this is only a third of the distance as the Blue Lagoon. So not near as long as a boat ride. Plus, I asked him, I said, you know, there still may be some people that would rather drive there by car because you don't have to go way out on the lagoon. This is on the main piece of the island of Whakarava. So he has a 10-passenger van. So he's tossing that in there. So you can come to this location either by his boat or by his 10-passenger van. And we'll all get together here and enjoy a beach barbecue and play and so forth and enjoy the afternoon here on the island of Whakarava. You know, the world's 50th best beaches. PK9 Beach in French Polynesia here on Whakarava is rated number 5 in the world by this particular review here. The 5th best beach in all the world. And you're going to get to experience here. Look at that. Here's a few other pictures of PK9 Beach. Look at that. Ah, beautiful. Just beautiful. And there's some nice coral out here if you want to go out there with the coral and the fish. The wind comes from over here and it comes this way. So it is protected here. So it's pretty smooth here. Not a lot of wind. Fabulous. Just look at that. There's that palm tree right there. What a background for a picture opportunities here. Just beautiful. One last picture here. Look at oh, 2 more. Look at that. Just plopping in the water. You're in about 2.5 feet of water here. Grab your cold Hainano beer and just enjoy. We'll probably do the beach barbecue over here and things like that. But it's just beautiful. Look at that. One last picture here. Does that get you excited? Look at that beach. Look at that water. Picture perfect. And back here, if you look really closely, that's the ship right there. We're that close to the ship. So again, for you that have had a bumpy ride in the past going out to the Blue Lagoon, now you're going to be able to go to PK9, do it by his boat or by his van. And in either case, you're going to get to have a fabulous afternoon here at PK9 Beach, the 5th best beach in the world, and have a wonderful beach barbecue as well. Then we're going to go out to Rangiroa. Now, I've usually always gone to the Green Lagoon. In this case, we're making a change. We're going to go out to the Blue Lagoon on Rangiroa. I haven't done this for over a decade. So we're going to go out there. I asked her, can we change this up? And instead of going to the Green Lagoon, I wanted to give the people that had gone with me before a different experience. You know, we love the islands. We love the Society Islands, the Tuamotus. But one thing how we can make it different is we do the private excursions a little bit differently. This is one of her boats right here. She has 3 of these boats. They're all very similar and lots of shade, nice deep V. So it's a rather comfortable ride because it is a long boat trip out to the Blue Lagoon. But this is what you get to look forward to. Look at that. That's the Blue Lagoon on the island of Rangiroa. We usually bring the boat over here And this little motu right here, this is where we do a beach barbecue. And then we play in the water and walk around and whatever you want to do. It's just absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. And again, like I say, it's been over a decade since I've been there. This next picture was taken over a decade ago, but you get the idea. This is, I'm sorry, it's so small here. Maybe I can make it a little bigger. This is the setting here. I'm sitting at one of the tables where we have our beach barbecue here at the Blue Lagoon on Rangiroa. Look at the setting, and the water is just beautiful right here. Just absolutely gorgeous. There, another picture of the Blue Lagoon on Rangiroa. So again, a different experience for you that have gone with me in the past. I've changed things up here, so the experience will be slightly different, something new. And then at the end, before we go back to the tender location, we have one more stop. I've asked her, could we go to the aquarium on the way back so everyone gets a great snorkeling experience here? And that is the Paul Gauguin in the background right there. So we will enjoy the aquarium before going back to the tender drop-off location. So you get the Blue Lagoon, the stunning, just beautiful off the beaten track of Rangiroa, have a beach barbecue out there, and then we end up at the aquarium before we go back to the ship. So let me go back to my mug here, and we'll talk here a little bit. So again, lots of different changes there. Again, the idea was to make a new experience for you that have gone with me in the past. Get to visit the islands we love, but have a different experience. So if you have any questions about that, and by the way, remember, next November we do the Cook Islands. And I still have a couple of spots left there. There's 25 of us going so far, but I can handle a couple of more if somebody still would like to do the Cook Islands. And then again, we go May 29th of 2027. We have 11 days on the Society and the Tuamotus with these different changes here. And by the way, in May 2027, we do the Blue Lagoon on Rangiroa. When we go in November of 2027, we'll go back to the Green Lagoon. I'm going to alternate them every time we go out to the Tuamotus so the experience is different, okay? Both cruise dates in 2027 will do PK9 Beach on Fakrava, and both of them have the opportunity to do the circumnavigating of Taha with the 2 drift snorkels. So enough said, I'm going to let you guys go and go enjoy your football games and so forth, and we'll talk to you later. Hopefully this gives you a little idea what to plan for 2027. Bye-bye.